This 130,000 mile 2014 6.7 Cummins came in. The customer thought it needed fuel injectors. Let's see if he's right. This is a cold start. Truck's running pretty rough, and there was a lot of smoke that came out if we just barely rev it up. Get really rough idle, lots of smoke. Rev it up even more. So we took a fuel sample. That's not diesel. That's straight gasoline. So normal diesel fuel should have a specific gravity in the high 30s, low 40s, and that would mean that this line here would be down here, and it's not. So this is definitely not diesel at all. Got the fuel tank dropped out and the fuel sending unit pulled out. It's fairly clean, nothing abnormal. And the fuel sending unit does have a fair amount of debris on that screen. Amazing what a little blow job will do for you. The inlet to the fuel pump has this little screen as well, and you can see there's plenty of stuff in that. So we'll clean that out. Much better. Paul built this really badass fuel caddy, and it's got an old M18 drill, and you can adjust the trigger with this mechanism here, so you don't have to sit here and hold the trigger on the drill. This is a gear reduction box for drilling holes in ice for ice fishing, and you can use these cam locks to adjust the filter head if you're sucking fuel or pushing it into a tank, just so that your fuel is always filtered. And he has a big drain valve, big old like 2-inch drain port on the bottom, so that we can clean this tank out in between. All this fuel is trash, and it's going to go into our contaminated fuel compartment outside, and we don't want to potentially contaminate somebody else's fuel tank with this fuel. You set your flow and let her roll. Michael's got it sucked down in there. Got it stood up on end, and what we couldn't get out with this one, because it'll leave just a little puddle of fuel on the bottom, we use this air sucker device, this air vacuum, and she is dry as a bone and clean. We got this contraption here, which is just going to allow us to click into the return line on the fuel system and run this hose into a 5-gallon bucket, because all the fuel lines on the truck, fuel filter housing, fuel rail, injectors, the cylinder head with the return side, all that still has that contaminated gasoline diesel in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this into a 5-gallon bucket, and whenever we get 3 or 4 gallons through it, we'll know that the system is purged of all the contaminated fuel, and we can click it back on and the truck will be ready to roll. Got Michael putting some new fuel in her. We got our new filters put on. It will still smoke when we start it, but we're going to start priming that old junk out of here. Here you can see we're running that fuel out of that return line into this bucket, so all this is going to be contaminated fuel. Now I'm going to give Michael something to do by making a big mess real quick. That's not too bad. Fill that up to there, put that back in there. And now you can see our specific gravity is in the mid-40s, which is mint. Now that the fuel returning from the engine is of the proper specific gravity, we can go ahead and reconnect our return line and put our drive shaft back in, wash this thing off, and go for a rip. Hey, little dude, you probably don't want to be there. Hey, hey. Yep, well, you haul ass now. Get over there. Go. Just got back from about a 10-mile test drive. Let's see how this starts. Oh yeah. And then, do we have any smoke? No smoke, other than the black kind, which is good. Let's see how she cold starts. Beautiful. Don't forget to check out our merch store, and thanks for watching.